Hi, everyone, and welcome to Die Hard's Sooner Report. It is Saturday evening, and I hope you're having a great Saturday. OU goes to Temple and beats the Owls 42-3. This game was never in doubt. OU's defense was dominant in this game, as the Owls barely got over 100 yards in total offense. The Sooners completely shut down Temple's offense, and at one point they forced 8 3-and-outs. 8 3-and-outs. And OU was in total control of this game. OU scored on their first drive as the Sooners drove it down on the opening drive, went 10 plays, 67 yards, and it was great. And then OU executed a 2-point play with Jaren Kanak, who they're beginning to use as all his versatile components. Kanak was great in the day, 4 catches for 86 yards. But the 2-point conversion, when he lined up in the Wildcat and then faked like he was going to score, was a thing of beauty. Kendall Doby started at corner. Gentry Williams suited up but didn't play. And Doby was a bit rusty, but they got him back out there, and Brent Venables said that was the highlight of the day. That Doby battled all the way back from that gruesome injury, and now he's ready to perform in the secondary for OU. I really think Gentry and Doby will be the corners, with Cortland Guillory will be the third guy, but we'll see when it's all said and done. The interesting thing about this game is that I don't think OU is going to be real happy with it. The Sooners went from the second quarter till about 3/4 of the third quarter in an offensive corundum where they really didn't do much offensively. They eventually got out of it, put another couple of touchdowns on the board. Michael Hawkins came in and got most of the reps from the end of the third quarter on, and that was good to see. OU played everybody that could play that made the trip, and that made it for tough going at times. Defensively, they gave up a little bit more. But defensively, OU has a defense that they can count on. That's a defense that's good enough to win them games the rest of the season. This defense was electric, as David Stone, David Williams, Jackson, Grayson Halton had a great game. OU was able to get enough penetration that Temple could never get off the snide. They were always having to block downfield. It was a tough role for them. It was a great opportunity for OU to continue to play well. And it's a great day for Oklahoma that the Sooners have a defense that they can play with. They also have a quarterback, John Mateer, who wasn't perfect in this game, but he didn't have to run the ball that much. And OU had a 1,000-yard rusher in Torrey Blaylock, who looks like he's clearly the number one back, even though Jay Knott got some run late in the game. And even though they didn't block for him, he was able to make some guys miss and make a couple of yards. But this team is a good team. Man, I've watched a lot of good football in the SEC. There's a lot of good teams. Every game's going to go down to the wire. OU's got Auburn coming in this week. But OU has to feel good about how they've started the season, and they've accomplished everything going into this Auburn game. Now, the one negative thing in this game is that R. Mason Thomas was ejected for targeting, and that is a disappointment. He was ejected in the first half, and so he will miss the first half of the OU Auburn game. Yes, technically, rulebook-wise, it's probably targeting, but Keontae Lewis got hit on an interception that he first caught. It was taken away from him because he was basically knocked cold because of a helmet-to-helmet collision. They didn't call that one targeting, and I thought that was more targeting than what R. Mason Thomas did. So Thomas will be out. The good thing, OU has defensive ends. Danny Okoye didn't even suit up for the game. He should be ready for Auburn. But with the defensive ends that they have, with the other guys that they can play, P.J. Abadawar, Lewis, the transfer from Florida State, they've got guys they can play there. Taylor Wine made some good plays, but it hurts not having R. Mason Thomas because he's the leader of your secondary and a guy that can really play. So that's going to be a negative. But really, OU has a lot of positive things going into this game. Kanak is a real weapon. Zion Kearney made a few plays at receiver. They had other guys. Deion Burks was electric again. Isaiah Satania was great on reverses and looked good in this game. OU had a number of positive things in this game. OU played so many players on the back end, but their linebackers filled. Their safeties came up and made good tackles. The Sooners covered for the most part. So it was a good day for Oklahoma. It was an easy win. A lot of Sooner fans went to the game, but the game wasn't even close to being sold out. So the energy in the stadium was a little bit different, but still OU gets a 42-3 win, and it's a positive win. OU is now 3-0, and Temple is now 2-1 on the year. Thanks for listening to Die Hard Sooner Report. I hope you're having a great Saturday. Spread the news about DSR to all your Sooner family and friends out there. God bless. Have a great day, and Boomer Sooner, everyone.